Hey there, everybody. It's the Modern Native. So, today I am going to be doing my survival challenge, my winter survival challenge, creek dip, self rescue, in winter weather survival videos. I wanted to show you guys. Oh, not that. Settings, camera. Exact. It's actually kind of a pain to do that on the phone. So, I'm looking at this spot. Because if something happens and the current does pull me under, I happen to go under that sheet, I can pop up there. But I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it'll carry me like that. But where I'm going to set up the camera, Jarvis, my co-pilot. My co-pilot is Jarvis. I love it. How's it going, Richard? So my camera is going to be up here. So I'm going to go in, get myself all wet, fall into the creek, as I say. And then I'll be coming up here. The neighbor's playing music, so I'm really hoping it's not going to get picked up. But what's going on, Matt? That door's a big Matt. And wonder if I can zoom. Right there. That's where I'm putting my shelter. Well, setting up my fire. I'm not really gonna do a whole shelter and everything. But there we are. Hiya. I'm doing pretty good. Do have to say that I do have some nervous isn't the right word. It's almost anxiety, but borderline excitement, anxiety about doing this challenge. It's a little bit nipply out. There's the Jeep. Everything is absolutely frozen. Sorry, Jarvis. So, I appreciate you stopping in. This is the survival challenge I've been talking about for a long time. Maybe the snowshoes would have been a good idea over here. Hey, Natasha. Cliff, how's it going? So, the way I'm going to play this, I'm going to set up the camera, lay down my jacket, because I wouldn't be wearing it right now. And no, I didn't quit. I didn't want to use them for the survival challenge because it's a lot of ice, and I didn't think they would help a whole lot if it's just ice. I didn't want to be tripping over it and stuff like that and fighting with them. So I will be doing a video of them because we're about to have a good snowstorm coming up. But yeah, let's set you up and go get cold. But the way I'm going to do this is as if I stopped at a camp and I went down to the water to get some water or some such, you know, whatever I'd be doing. So you can see me. Fix the tilt. There. So this is definitely a self self-punishment, self-training, resilience practice. This is not a do-it-yourself at-home kind of challenge. This is do not try at home. Don't attempt this yourself unless you are fully confident in your skills and abilities and you have a safety person on standby. My wife is up at the cabin. Cabin is a few hundred yards that way. Oh, that fluff and stuff. How's it going? I'm happy so many people are tuning in. I know this has been delayed over and over and over, but yeah. So, like I said, don't try it at home. Don't do it yourself. This is me testing my abilities and my skills and demonstrating some options for you find yourself in this situation. So all I have with me is a hatchet, which I would be carrying on a day trip. I just didn't bring the sheet, which that is not going to fall out, so I'm moving it up here. I have my celebratory cigarette and lighter, which I'm not going to touch that lighter until I have my on fire going. With the ferro rod that I have on me. I hope everybody can hear me all right. I'm trying to. I can't do this with a Bluetooth right now, so it is what it is. But yeah, all I have is my ferro rod, pocket knife, my side knife, my phone case, which needs to stay up here. And yeah, that's it. Ferro rod and knife. Alrighty, I hope everybody will be able to see me. I'll be right down here. And I should look a little colder when I come back up. Like I said, there is some anxiety here. Wish me luck. I'll be back. And Mrs. Native, don't have an anxiety attack. Just breathe. I'll be okay. Hey there, everybody. I'm back. Oh, so I am soaked just above the waist. I actually had to turn around and get out of there real fast. An ice shelf was breaking, going downstream. Oh, a chunk of it took out my leg. But so now I have a half hour to make my fire and get it done. Thank you all for tuning in. So it's 12 minutes in. I have until 45 to get my fire started and done. I actually chose this spot because there's 2 trees that are dropped right here. Both will burn nice. But I can feel the water in my boots. You know, I have to say, it is extremely hard to do something counterintuitive to survival. Intentionally putting yourself into a freezing creek. I'm actually going to put it right here in the V of the tree. Because obviously I have enough water to put it out. I need to. Hope y'all can hear me. I know the creek is probably really loud. Thanks, Cliff. But it's a weird feeling standing down there next to the rushing creek. In that first step in, I was like, my whole body recoiled. It's like, this isn't smart. You shouldn't do that. So one thing I would suggest personally is when it comes to the fire gathering, the firewood gathering stage, to definitely gather everything that you can for however long you think you need to dry out first. It's going to eat into your first 30 minutes. But once you're able to get that fire going, you don't want to really leave it until you're warm. I have to go back through and watch it. I really hope you guys can see me decently down there. I was going to go deeper and drop in, but that ice shelf was coming down, and a small chunk had already taken my leg out, and that chunk was 10 times bigger, and I didn't want to get caught behind it. The only problem with doing this with waterproof boots, it doesn't let the water out. I'm trying, Jarvis. I'm trying. And I believe I'm still technically on the creek. Pretty sure it goes on either side of this and underneath it. And this was in the water too. Exactly, Grey Wolf. Alrighty, Rocky. Drive safe. Don't be trying to text me. Yeah. And yeah, Grey Wolf, Cliff, I agree with you. If I wanted to do it, see, I don't see a situation where I could replicate an actual scenario and still, and prep my wood beforehand, because the whole point is this is to replicate a situation where someone went out, they weren't thinking, and they fell in the creek, and they're too far. And no, I'm not trying to actually get a strike. I am actually filing shavings in so that way it'll start better. Oh, there it goes. Yes, I love the fact that pulling it out of a wet pants pocket, I can get a strike. Sorry, if I realized you guys couldn't see what I was doing, I would turn the camera down a little bit further. And, as always, now that I got a fire going, I wonder how many people were used to my call sign and my tagline. They're like, "What, is he ending it now?" No, not yet. As always, celebratory cigarette. If I got the fire going, put the fire around. And I didn't touch my lighter. They weigh like 10 pounds. Hello, everybody. So happy. So many people showed up. Elizabeth, Grey Wolf, Jarvis, Vanessa, Lieutenant, Squirrel, Tasha, of course. Thank you, thank you. Love the support. So look at that. I got a fire going. Less than 18 minutes. I'm focusing on drying off my core first. It did go up underneath. Brushed right up against the lower half of my shirt. Like I said, I would have dipped farther, but that shelf was coming towards me, and I didn't want to get taken out. If I died trying to do a survival challenge, the wife would kill me. You can see the steam rising out, though. And one thing I got to say, like if your boots are filled with water, remember to move your feet around a lot. It'll actually warm up the water for a while, and it'll save you a lot of time. It'll buy you more time from your feet freezing, because the water that's pressed up against the outside of the boot is getting colder, and it will end up freezing and start freezing your toes. But if you keep moving it around, it'll raise the temperature because it's moving your foot around to different areas of the water, moving the area around different areas of your foot, and keeping it warmer. So your feet will last longer before you have to take off your boots and get them dry, because you don't want to do that until you have a nice hot fire going, or else you lose your feet. Yes, Tasha would kill me too. Yeah, in the woods catfishing, I already took my dip. I was walking down the creek. I almost got taken out by an ice shelf, so I had to get out of there. Went up just to my waist, and then when I turned around, the current waved up onto my chest. But it only caught the bottom part of my shirt. It's already drying pretty fast. My clothes are water resistant, so it helped. But I got puddles in my boots. And I went in probably not even at 8 minutes to 12 was when I got back. It was at 12 minutes. That was when I started my timer for how long I had until I needed to have my fire going. No, I'm not wearing wool. But not the fire over. I was going to do the whole shelter setup and everything, but I'm kind of pressed for time tonight. I've got stuff I have to do. Hey, Ashley. And I'm wearing synthetic mix, pretty much everything. Uh, except the gloves have leather on the front. But I'm a pretty good judge when it comes to how hot something is getting. And pretty much when it stops steaming, I'm too close. Thanks, Jarvis. You have a good one. But if I was building a shelter right here, because it's already got the backstop, oh, I would grab the long branch right behind the camp. Oh, jeez. Getting choked out. There's a long branch right behind the camera. So what I would do, if I was building up a shelter, I'd set it right in that V, bring it back over here, and pile up some branches, and then kick up some snow on top of it. And put another branch right behind where the camera is, and build up a snowbank, and I'd be in a deep little V, and I could just lean something up right here and just get all this heat blasting at me because the air is going to flow with the creek down the hill. Like I said, I'm pressed for time, so I'm just waiting until this gets to be a nice fire and dries myself out to just demonstrate the self-rescue portion. And I do explain, obviously, the shelter bit. So. But 36 minutes, and I've already got a nice fire going. And certain layers are already getting dry, so. I already feel successful. See what happens? I give it a compliment and it dies on me. Yeah, because it crystallizes the water when it's the difference between the warm skin and the cold snow. It vaporizes the water and crystallizes it, and it's a special name for the effect. But yeah, snow can help dry you out. Of course, like I said, I compliment it and it goes out. Sorry, now that I got it going again, I'm trying to expand it. I'm doing that by grabbing bundles of the perch bark and moving it lower down my pile because I have pretty much an upside down fire going. Yeah, with this creek running through, there is a lot of humidity. It pulls the air down the hill. So 53 minutes. A little bit over my half-hour mark, but that was just a little bit of struggle for a moment. Bought myself some extra time because I'd already had it going before it collapsed on itself inside. The way I have it crisscrossed, it's made to catch the coals, but it burnt down through a layer too fast, and the coals just scattered inside, so it didn't have enough to actually relight itself. So I had to give it a little bark assistance. My feet are heading towards their limit, though. I can feel that. This is nice and hot now. This is when I needed my cold free. Here. Now, if I was planning on going anywhere on an adventure where I could encounter this situation, in this pocket I would have had my tarp, my hiking tarp. It super compact, folds up right into my pocket, and deploys very easily. I've got strings already attached to it, so I could have used just the one pole across the back, strung it up here into a triangle, and had a top and back shelter. And that's all I would have needed. So doing the whole shelter bit, I felt was a little unnecessary. Just showing, how to recover yourself, how to stay calm. Because I had a little bit of a struggle with consciously making myself get into the frozen creek. So I guess it would be kind of a similar effect. If you accidentally fell in, you'd have that kind of adrenaline rush, moment of panic. So you would need to stay calm and focused, get out safely, and focus on what you need to do. I already knew what the plan was, what I was doing, and everything else. So obviously, getting back to this spot in front of you guys, make the fire, get it going, and dry myself out was priority. Oh, and this is kicking off a lot of heat now. It feels nice. I'm trying to think of how I can make a shoe rack. Dry out my shoes for you guys. Show you how you could do that if you were stuck out here. Gotta shoot an oyster. Gotta shoot that. I'm in upstate New York. Ooh, that's intense, actually. Got a little caffeine in you. We'll be we're actually already below freezing right now when I started this. We'll be dropping a little bit lower tonight. Actually in the next probably the past half hour to the next hour. It'll drop the feels like will be in the 25, 30 range. I was gonna do this on a negative day, but That meant I would only have a half hour at all before I actually had frostbite. I've already had to do that a couple of times incidentally. Wasn't exactly looking to do that intentionally. I'm surprised I can feel the puddle. You don't want to warm up your extremities too fast, or else you go in shot. That smoke, that steam is going right up into the boots, steaming it out. This is why I wanted to make sure I had enough firewood, because if I couldn't, if I once I took my boots off, I wasn't moving. Watch out for embers. See that steam rolling off me? Sorry, I can't keep up with the cat all too well. And all I had on was some thermal long johns, my cargo pants, single pair of socks, my boots, and my bike. Then I got a tank top, a thermal long sleeve shirt, and the zip down. Good. Okay. And what I'm doing is I'm doing my boots and shifts. So that way my feet can get a break. So if I was going to stay out here all night, I would just need to do that and alternate doing that for probably the next hour or so, and both would be dry. My feet would be dry. So that's pretty much what I would be doing for the next hour to dry out my boots. My lower half is almost totally dry now. But I'm happy so many people showed up. Some people stuck it out with me. I will be doing a conversation about it later, I guess. Doing a Q&A conversation. Yeah, no, Tasha's always here. I appreciate you so much. But loving this tripod you got me. I definitely appreciate that. Made this a lot easier. So I do have other stuff I got to do tonight. I got to take a load in to the old guy's house so he got his firewood. And I'm going to sit down and have a conversation live with you guys while we hang out with the wife and do some carving. And then we can talk about the survival challenge. People can let me know what they thought, their ideas. I'll rewatch it and decide what I could have done better. Hey, Laura Jones. And we'll have the conversation later about it. Do a Q&A, open panel. I already know one thing. I wish I could have had multiple positions. Have the camera down there watching me go in. So you guys could have seen that ice shelf. I doubt you could have seen it from this angle. And I am sorry that this was postponed so many times. I had to wait for the right day, and then every day that day was right, the schedule didn't allow for it. Something came up, something happened, but code word for my replay champion is going to be shelf. SHELF. Shelf is the code word for my replay champion. You can put that in the bottom of the comment section. Let me know that you watched it all the way to the end to make sure I survive. I will survive. But I think we're pretty well and good on that. I would have survived the night. I would have kept swapping my boots out on the dryer, dried them out. The rest of me is nice and warm and dry. If I was staying out here, I would have taken the time to actually make for shelter. and would have been set. Maybe I'll do another one. Who knows? But either way, this seemed like fun. This was successful. I actually enjoyed it. Definitely some anticipation on my way to doing it. It's nerve-wracking making yourself do something you know you shouldn't be doing. Anyway, see if I can't get in frame here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody who showed up, who was watching, hanging out, supporting me, wishing me luck, and all that other good stuff. I appreciate every single one of you. Hope you enjoyed the Extreme Winter Survival Challenge. I enjoyed doing it, and hopefully if anybody finds themselves incidentally in this position, that you have a little bit of a thought process to go through when you run into it, so maybe you're a little more prepared. Maybe give you some thoughts or ideas about how to handle a situation like this. And my biggest thing was don't waste the time. Make every movement count. Stay moving until you're done. That's kind of this in a nutshell, my suggestions. So I hope to see everybody at the replay or at the Q&A conversation about it. And everybody can be honest about what they think. Totally okay with that. So, thank you again, everybody. I'm going to be closing it here in just a minute and taking care of what I need to get done. And I'll see you guys later for that. This was actually kind of fun. I enjoyed this. Weird. But I'm weird. Telling you. Roasting chestnuts on an open fire. I think I'm going to enjoy one more cigarette while I hang out. See if anybody has anything they want to say. Or I kick this out and gotta do what I gotta do. Actually super comfy right now. Like I know as soon as I kick this out and I walk away, I'm gonna be, God, it's cold. But I'm super comfy. This is blowing the heat right at me. I'm super nice and warm. I didn't even warm up my backside yet. No. Ironically, you know what sucks? Finishing drying these boots are going to be harder in the cabin than they are out here. That's the perfect setup to dry them out. But I do probably got to get going here. I wanted to wait for an even number, but sitting here waiting for another 6 minutes, doing nothing. No. But everybody's awesome. I appreciate everybody. Thank you again so much. Hope you enjoyed the Survival Challenge. Until next time, get out there, be a native, and go beast.